go for Patrick.
Hey, Patrick, you guys have been really good over the years about turning the page from one season and moving on to the next one. Has it been as easy as you made it look, or is it more difficult than that? And what's your message this year? Any different than what it might normally be?
Not necessarily. I think for us, it's just we're back in St. Joe's. It's time to get better. Every season starts different. You got to come in with that same mentality you had the year before, even a higher intensity. And even though we won the Super Bowl last year, we felt like we didn't play our best football, especially offensively. So it's our goal to be better that way, and we have to come in with that mentality every single day.
Patrick, how do you emphasize the importance of the regular season, given what you just said, that maybe things didn't go well in the regular season, but you guys still survived and played well in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the end result was awesome, but I mean, I think a lot of us still have a weird feeling in our mouth because I mean, we really didn't play the football the way we wanted to play all year long, and it wasn't fun. I mean, every single week having to try to just continue to get better and better, and results not paying off the way you wanted to. It wasn't a lot of fun. We have a lot of those same guys back, and they know how that.
This way that you somehow have gotten hungrier the more you've won.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's true, can you explain that, how that works?
Yeah, it's once you win the Super Bowl, I feel like even to another extreme, like when you don't win it, it sucks even more because you experience the off season of being able to say you're the champ, and you experience all the different things and activities you're able to do because you're a Super Bowl champ, and you experience the feeling of just winning the Super Bowl. And so for us, I'll speak for myself. I mean, when you don't win it now, it sucks because you know what it could be like if you were to go out there and win it.
Patrick, when it comes to the offense for you guys, every year it evolves, but this year, how excited are you with the new pieces in place to have that evolution and start working on it now?
No, yeah, I'm extremely excited. I mean, we added a lot of speed, obviously, y'all know that, but we also added just players in every single position group, and I'm excited for the offense to go out there and attack. And we have some of those young guys here at rookie minicamp, and I'm excited to get a couple days with them and get some early work in with them and timing, and then adding the veteran guys as the week goes on, and trying to just continue to get better and better. And I mean, what better than going against our defense? I mean, it's the best defense in the NFL, and we get to go against them every single day and really show where we're at and how we can get better.
Because you've been through this so much, Patrick, how are you going to try to ease and sort of navigate Xavier through this? Because you guys probably will be relying on him pretty early on in the season.
I mean, there's no easing. Like he's going to have to get out and be ready to go. We got a lot of competition on this offense. Brett Veach and Coach Reid did a great job bringing a lot of competition in. And Xavier, I mean, he got a lot of mental work in these last few weeks that he had during OTAs and minicamp, but it's time to go now. And I mean, y'all saw it with Reid last year and some of the throwing up days he had. I mean, we're gonna push you to the limit and prepare yourself to be ready to go for the season. And that's not just him; that's everybody, and everybody has to have that mentality when they come into camp.
Patrick, similar question for Wiley, the tight end. You did get to work with him a little bit during the offseason. What are you anticipating for him early?
Yeah, I mean, I anticipate he comes in and learns and gets better and better. I mean, the physicality and the size and speed, you see that. But now we'll get to test the mental ability, and that tight end position is hard in the NFL, especially in Coach Reid's offense. Is you have to be able to block and make all the blocking assignments, but also do all the passing stuff too. And so he's done a great job with that so far, and we're going to keep pushing him and see what we can do. And there's going to be a lot of competition in that room, obviously with Travis and Noah, but even the other guys we have. And so I'm excited for him to get in and get the work and come back and hopefully be a big impact on our team.
Patrick, no team in the NFL has had as short of an offseason as you guys have had the last couple of years especially. So as you get older, just how much of an emphasis or do you put yourself on conditioning and being ready for another, what hopefully is another long run?
Yeah, no, it's it definitely it's a little bit of the negative of winning the Super Bowl is it shortens your off season, but I'll take it every time. I mean, it makes the off season that much more enjoyable, and obviously we started earlier this year I think than I'd ever started, but I mean we're here to go out here and win football games, and that's our job, and so I'm excited for it, and it'll be a big emphasis of just preparing your body, and once you get here, Coach Reid will make sure to know if you're prepared or not.
Patrick, another year here in St. Joe. I mean, we're seeing vets like Nadi and Leo just show up early. Just how crucial is it for you guys to be all together in this kind of old school setting?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, the only thing for me is leaving the family is always tough, like especially as the kids get older. But being in the building and being at lunch together, being at dinner together, always kind of being around the guys, you build this kind of culture and this family type brotherhood. And so I'm excited to continue to do that with a lot of new faces and then with guys that have been here before, because we know this is what it takes in order for us to go out there and be great.
Last year, warm life for you.
This is my first year I'm bringing a TV. So I haven't brought a TV ever before, but NCAA came out, and I'm going to have to turn it on. So I brought a TV for NCAA and the Olympics. So that's my first year of doing that.
Last year, Chris wasn't here, and that was kind of hanging over. There's not question marks like that this year. Does that feel pretty good to not have those kind of things hanging around?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have everybody in the building, especially vets and guys I've built great relationships with. And so it doesn't. I'm not gonna say it's awesome to see him on the other side of the ball because he can disrupt the play kind of whenever he wants. But it's always good to have everybody here because we all try to, like I said, build this brotherhood. And when we go through these tough days at camp, and Coach Reid puts us to the test so that when we get in games, we can come together and really go out there and find ways to win. And I think that's why we've been able to have all these kind of late finishing comeback type of wins because Coach Reid tests us every single day.
A lot of you guys go into their school's Hall of Fame, but I don't know if anybody gets their name, their logo, their initials on the field. What would that mean to you? How'd that come about?
Yeah, I think just the partnership with Texas Tech has been awesome, and then with Adidas coming in, and I've built such great relationships there, and I've kind of kept those relationships, and so it's really exciting that I'll be able to wear the Texas Tech stuff and not have to cover it up, the Under Armour logo and everything like that, and to have my logo on some of their gear is going to be really cool, and I'm excited for the future of the partnership, and I think it's just at the beginning now, and it's going to take off even more.
Just along more of the off-season lines, I mean, another child coming into the family, you do Wimbledon, continue doing all this stuff with the business. Just how are you seeing yourself evolve, just trying to manage everything?
Yeah, I'm done. I'll say that. No, I said 3, and I'm done. So no, it's awesome. I always wanted to have kids young. I got to grow up in the locker room. I think I've talked about it before, and it made such an impact in my life. And so I wanted to have kids young, and we're having our 3rd kid now to join our family. And Brittany does a great job of doing that, and we still go out and enjoy our life and let our kids see these great things. They might not be able to remember what videos of, and it is really cool because I spend so much time in the building at football for these 7, 8 months, and whenever I'm with my family, I want to enjoy those moments.
You looked nervous watching Bobby last night.
Oh, I was very nervous, man. He was close, and I thought that last one was gone. But I was excited for the world to see his talent because, I mean, we've seen it the last few years here. I mean, he's a tremendous talent, one of the best players in the MLB, and I'm excited for the second half of the season. I'm excited for the All-Star game tonight, and then the second half of the season and seeing the Royals make a push at trying to get in the playoffs and see what they can do because it's been a long time building, and these young guys are ready for it.
Patrick, let's go 2 more, Sam and Vahe.
What's the process of getting Kingsley, ready to fly and involved in the system?
Yeah, I think it's just practice. I mean, it's not going to be perfect every single day, and we don't expect it to be, but we expect you to go out there and put your best effort forward every single rep, and it'll be a great competition in that O-line room, especially that left tackle spot. But we'll send kind of all those guys out there and just see who can go out there and compete and come out the best, and whoever wins the job wins the job. But I'm excited for the competition of it, and that's what you want in any team, in any position, is you want competition, and I'm excited for those guys to see who can kind of rise to the occasion.
I know that mini camp doesn't have pads and everything, but what were your just impressions of him during mini camp?
Yeah, he got better and better, and he wasn't scared of the moment. I think that's a big thing. I mean, me coming in as a rookie, and I didn't even get thrown in with the ones like that. And I mean, he's coming straight in from combine training and thrown in with the ones, and he's competing. And he's not making the same mistakes twice, and I think that's huge. And so the pads will come on now. It's another step. It's another step in the journey for him. But I think he's excited for it, honestly. And so we'll see where we're at, and we'll keep building and try to see, like I said, who comes out on top at the end of the competition.
Patrick, if you were at home or in a nice hotel, it would probably be more enjoyable. But I wonder, what do you think specifically would be lost about things you get to do here or have happen? Like what specific things happen in here?
I think it's just like it's the relationships. I mean, when you're all in this together every single step of the way, I mean, you have to build friendships or you're gonna hate each other. And so it's you build friendships. You go to a lot of different places where you're either eating on campus together or you're eating at different places around the city. And then you go to practice and you work hard, and you can talk about it right after. It's not like you're going on your way back home or whatever that is. And so I have a lot of conversations with guys like Justin Reid and Nick Bolton, and we talk about what can make each other better. And the coaches, like sometimes like Girardi gets mad, I give them tips on like what they can do to hide stuff, but I'm like, dude, it's going to make us better in the long run. So at the end of the day, it's just fun to kind of get to go up against the best of the best every single day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks,
First of all, good to see everybody back and ready to go. Just on the injury front, B.J. Thompson will start on NFI. He's still going through some procedures. He's doing great, but he's going through some procedures as we talk here. So he'll keep going with that, and then we'll keep you updated as we go. On the PUP list, Jalen Watson, Ominahue, Nadi, and Tooney will probably start on that. We still have a few days before all that goes on, but we'll just see where we're at with that. And really, those are kind of the main guys that were injured. Chanel will be up here, Nazi will be up here, and Worthy will be back. He's doing well. You just saw him come in, so he's doing well on his rehab from his hamstring. So all in all, listen, we look forward to being back here. We love the setup here with the people here treat us great at Missouri Western State University, and it's beautiful facilities. It's great to be able to get away and from the city and be able to house guys in the same dorm. And I'm saying this as a coach, they're probably not going to say this, but it builds a certain camaraderie as you go, and you're eating together, you're sleeping in the same building together, so it's you can't help but talk to each other. And in today's world, that's a positive thing. So. Anyways, time's yours.
Andy, what are your expectations for the 4 guys on PUP that you listed, when they might be back?
Yeah, I think they're all a little different. And listen, something might happen different by the time we get the vets in here, and we have to do it. I was just giving you a heads up on kind of what we're thinking there on that as we start. So, but we'll see how whether they get cleared or not cleared.
Specifically with Joe Tooney, I mean,
Joe's doing great, and he's close.
So you don't expect it to be long if he can't practice right away?
Yeah, I don't think it will be, but we'll see, Adam. We'll just see how it goes.
Coach, is Xavier Worthy now full go after missing the OTA?
Yes. Yeah. We'll ease him in. We're not going to just give him every rep. So the lines are kind of short here, right? So. All right.
Following up on that,
yeah.
How valuable will this next 3 days be for a player like Xavier before the veterans arrive over the weekend to just get reps and get time in with Patrick?
Yeah, this is great. I think it's great for all these guys just to get in and become familiar, go through it one more time, and before the veterans get in, everything's going 100 miles an hour. So it's slowed down. They'll get the same install, the first 3 installs for when the vets get in. So I think it's a real positive for everybody, and especially Xavier, who didn't have the opportunity to be out on the field. Just going through those routes and doing what he needs to do there will also be positive.
Coach, I know you guys fight complacency, but how in the world, I mean, you guys went 2 straight Super Bowls, a lot of those guys back. How do you keep guys to be hungry and still back?
Yeah, so I think we all know in the NFL, every year is its own year. And we've said that every year along the way here. And so you've got to stay on top of your game. You've got to practice. You've got to go through this camp and be in condition so you can perform well mentally and physically once the games come around. So it all starts from scratch, and it happens over. We talked about it in the off season, and I think the guys will be ready to go.
How much do you rely on guys like Pat and Kelsey, your veteran leaders, to sort of get that message across?
Yeah, they're great with it. That's what I was saying before we had the break. I appreciate that leadership. Chris Jones, Bolden. I mean, these guys that have been around here, they do a nice job with it. When players start helping players out and helping them understand what's going on, normally you have a pretty good thing going, and these guys, we're lucky to have that leadership.
How do you see that? Like, what specifically do you see that you like from those guys?
Yeah, they go 100 miles an hour, and they make everybody around them go 100 miles an hour. So while the coaches are kicking them a little bit, the players are kicking them, and that peer pressure, there's nothing like that.
Andy, where does last year's regular season sit as far as, do you mention that to the guys as an example for the ways you need to get better? Just where does that?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about it in the off season. That won't be a big thing coming into this camp. The guys know we had our ups and downs. I just expect the young guys that were here last year to continue to build on what they finished with. I thought we finished strong on both sides of the ball and special teams. It's important that and we had a nice off season where we were able to practice some of the kickoff return stuff. And so let's pick up where we left off and get better.
Andy, what is it about Patrick that makes you know that he's just getting hungrier instead of more satisfied? What's inside him that tells you that?
The one great thing about Patrick is he's always going to work in his game, and then he always wants more. And so as coaches, you can't ask for more than that. And that's why we're in it. We're trying to give you one more nugget, Vahe, so you can be greater than you already are, right? So that's what the great players do. They want you to dig as a coach and find something, man. Give me something here that can help me and become better than what I am.
And one other thing just is about where we're standing. I get the feeling if you guys had a 5-star hotel available right here, you wouldn't take it. You'd be here. And there's a reason for that. What is it you get out of the Spartan aspect of this?
Yeah, well, listen, I don't want to slight the university because they've actually renovated here a little bit and done some things in here.
Against your wishes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I look forward to our meeting at the end of this where you guys get a taste of it. But the cinder blocks are still cinder blocks, no matter how you cut it. Well, I'm sure most of us have been in those buildings before, so that part hasn't changed. It seems like dorms are kind of, that's the way they are everywhere. So.
And is there something to that, though, that it's like you want the conditions to be, understood to be kind of grueling?
Yeah, listen, there's a certain toughness that this game, requires. And so, and I think if you talk to the old veterans, they're going to tell you, well, it's not as tough as it used to be. But it's there's still a part of it that it's a tough guy sport and lady sport for where we're going with all the flag football and that. So we've got that part of it going, and it's important that you develop that. And if you're fatigued, then you're going to be fatigued mentally. If you're fatigued physically, that's going to affect you mentally. And if you're fatigued, period, then you can't think and you can't play, at least not to the best of your ability. So the objective here is let's get ourselves in shape, make sure we're in football shape. They're all going to come back in shape, but let's get ourselves in football shape, both mentally and physically, so that we can perform at our best. And the guys understand that. I mean, that makes sense. So we try not to ask the guys to do anything that doesn't make sense. And if they have a question, ask us. I mean, everything's got a purpose of why we do it, and ask if you don't know. So that's kind of how we go about it.
And you talk about
with regard to Rashee Rice, what are you expecting in terms of a suspension?
Yeah, I don't know that, Adam. I haven't heard anything up to this point. So I just let all the people in charge do that that are looking over that part of it.
And you talk about easing Worthy in. I mean, we talked to Patrick, and he just said there's no easing him in. Like he's going to get that regular rookie, water people fire hose rookie. Just how important is that for young players to get?
Yeah, I think he's looking forward to it. Actually, I think so. He wants to get in there and go. It was driving him crazy to have to watch. You don't want to be the number one pick, come in and be sitting on the bench, and watching. So he's a competitive kid that wants to be in there, and we're going to get him going. We just, we got to see how he's doing here. And like I said, in this rookie camp, these lines are short, so they're going to get plenty of reps. You just don't want him re-hurting the thing and setting himself back.
Andy, when it comes to the evolution of offense every offseason, what are your conversations like with Patrick trying to make sure that you're putting in different wrinkles and everything? How does that start here in camp and the ball?
Yeah, it actually starts in the OTAs. That's where you introduce all of the new stuff to the guys, and then you get reps on it now. So you get a few in the OTA, but now you get reps and reps and reps on the new stuff. So it'll be great for the guys to be able to get that and kind of perfect some of these things that we've tried to incorporate.
All right, guys, we've got time for a few more. Let's go Lebo, Matt, Derek, and then Mick. Go ahead, Todd.
Coach, we see what a lot of your guys do on the off season, and because they're on social media. You don't have a very big social media presence. I think you like it that way. But did you have some fun? And I know you like to work and draw up plays. Did you have any revelations, any good stuff that you found in those hours?
I don't know about revelations. I'm not sure about that. But I had a chance to look at our stuff. I try to spend a little time doing that when I'm away, and I enjoy doing that part. And as far as relaxing, absolutely, I had a chance to do that, and I got a little sun and a little beach air, and that's good, right? So, but I'm ready to go, and I know these guys are ready to go. I know you're ready to go, man. That right hand is ready to roll, man.
Matt? Coach, I believe you and the Raiders are the last two teams standing that don't do any joint practices. I know you said before you don't want to give anything away for free. Is that kind of still your philosophy, or do you think you would ever change on that?
Well, I think the way we go about it, I think we go fast, we practice hard, we do those things amongst ourselves, and the guys challenge each other, and I don't think there's a better way to do it if your guys are willing to do that. And our guys challenge, they're up for that challenge. Plus, you're not giving things away, so you can't help but do that, and then you're not having those skirmishes that you get in some of these inter-squad deals. And no matter how much you talk, it's still, you put on a different uniform, you're the enemy. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if it's joint practices or not.
Last one, Nick. I got a tough one. You're going to be in a movie? How are your acting chops?
I'm not real good at that, but I only had about 7 words.
Was it?
I could handle that. I can handle 7 words.
What was the line? Can you give us?
No, I can't. I'm under contract.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.
No, I can't.